Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are getting into it. Game number 2 of our round-robin qualifiers for the grand finals. On the blue side, we have Team Fail Support, and on the red side, we've got our boys from last game, Asian Invasion.
Yeah, both these teams qualified on Thursday. Met each other, I believe, in winners finals.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be good to see them go at it again. That was a pretty good game last time, so we'll see what happens here. And as we get early bans of Shen, Zed, and Lulu, as well as Zillion and Darius banned out so far. Both Zillion and Darius we have seen throughout this weekend.
Yes, we have.
But I would imagine not really the top of the meta, so I'd have to imagine these are targeted bans.
Absolutely. That's one of the beautiful things in the tournament structure that we have is we do see adaptations coming through from teams doing non-typical bans, inspecting the opponents, seeing what champions they're especially good on, what ones are effective for their team, and then choosing what gets banned.
Yeah, and so Viego, the final ban for Asian Invasion, and Renata Glask will be the first pickup for Team Fail Support.
Renata Glask, that champion, we saw her being very effective in one game earlier on the Thursday play-in.
Yeah.
Seraphine, also a very popular champion. Very, I wouldn't say similar, but comparable kits. It's funny with the taunt charm.
We're getting Seraphine and Sona again?
That would be very interesting. Let's see if it does come to pass. Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba. And that's it. It's not a troll. That's the lock-in. We're probably going to see a Seraphine Sona bot lane this game. Very exciting. Heals, spells, magic, all the things, all the time.
It is a possibility, though, that we see an AD carry also picked up and Seraphine go mid lane here, too, though.
That is possible.
The Seraphine Sona. I did want to mention with Seraphine, we have seen her pick banned in a majority of at least the stream games so far this weekend. So definitely a high priority pick here in Edmonton.
Yeah, highly prioritized. If she's not banned, I think she's been picked almost all, if not all, the games. Viego, another one of those champions that has been banned or picked pretty much every game as well, too. The Zillion, yeah, so interesting, that Zillion ban. Did we see the Zillion?
We did see, we saw
the Zillion bombs. Yeah, they chained with the Senna, and it was the Senna into the Zillion, Senna snare into the Zillion bombs.
Zillion Olaf.
And the Olaf speed ups. Yeah, that's exactly right.
It was, I made the comment of it was the old school TSM composition with the Zillion Olaf. And Wukong picked up. We saw it banned away in the first game. It is available here. Likely a monkey in the jungle. Could see it in the lane. And Olaf banned away even with the Zillion banned as well.
Olaf, goodbye. And to me, on that Olaf, in the first day, you could see him in our highlight reel. Did a lot of damage, really effective on that Olaf. No surprise to me that they're going to choose to take him out of the options. They're not going to see him this game. Goodbye, Mr. Olaf guy.
Yeah, and so Kog'Maw down in the bot lane. That's an interesting pickup. Graves being banned away as well, so interesting choice to ban away Graves with Wukong on the table. It is possible Wukong goes into a lane, but I feel like that is going to be your jungler when you pick Wukong.
Yeah, probably. I think you're probably right there. We could be seeing a little bit of surprise character movement, a little bit of a fake out. These teams do know each other fairly well, so would not be surprised if they were aware that the top laner does have a Wukong in his pocket as well.
Yeah, and Volibear banned out. Character we've seen a handful of times. Definitely one of the more popular champions in the tournament so far. Will not be seen this game.
Yeah, a lot of fun ever since his rework. Getting a little bit more gap close, that AoE shield damage. A lot of fun in the Thunder Bears kit.
Yeah, and Dark Creation will be taking the Yone once again this game. We saw it last game. worked to pretty great success against the Galio. But this time the counter pick will be available against the Yone.
And it looks like it's going to be a Diana. Or no, or perhaps...
I believe that's going to be Silas mid lane. Likely.
You're right, yeah. So I don't think that they are actually going to take the opportunity to counterpick the mid. They've already got the Silas locked in. We did see the Silas played in the mid earlier. I've also seen Silas played in the support position, however. Not likely to see that this game.
We do have the Renata Glask. I'm pretty sure that's locked in as support.
Yes.
So we'll see what is picked up here. And
Yorick.
So the other thing though is with Diana Silas, there is the possibility of swapping who's going mid, who's going jungle there, because both can jungle and both can mid lane fairly well. Likely going to be Yorick in the top lane. So we'll have to see. That's really going to be where the question mark is of who's playing what. And Ornn for the top lane here, going to go against the Yorick.
Yeah, Ornn, one of those champions that is always interesting to see. Wasn't super popular when he first came out. Got a little bit of tweaks. He's so much fun now. Brings in that bull. Brings in a lot of engagement. The bull into the Wukong knockups. Seraphine Charm. Sona ultimate. There's a lot of crowd control here on the side of Asian Invasion.
Yeah, but at the same time, this does turn top lane really into a wet noodle fight up there. Just going to be, if I can quote one of my favorite wrestlers, big meaty men slapping meat.
Nice.
In the top lane.
What wrestler would that be?
That would be Big E Langston.
Okay, obscure, at least to me, obscure. I'm sure there's some wrestling fans who did not miss that reference.
If they watch any of the modern day WWE product, they know Big E Langston, one of the part of the New Day, which is one of the biggest groups in WWE for the last about 8 years.
But what about Goldberg? Where's Goldberg, Kevin?
Funny enough that you mentioned Goldberg. The quote that I just made was made in mention to who his dream matchup would be. That would be Bill Goldberg.
Oh, boy.
And both men are big men.
Yeah, the bald genie, Mr. Goldberg. Who would have thought we'd be getting into wrestling in a League of Legends commentary cast? Not me. I don't even watch it, but I know Goldberg.
I like to drop the wrestling mentions every now and then. They make for some fun commentary because wrestling can be just so silly.
It absolutely can.
And so we are getting into the spectator delay. 2 minutes left here. Once again, going through the teams. Team fail support on the blue side with Yorick in the top lane, Diana in the jungle, Silas in the mid, and a Kog'Maw Renata Glask bot lane. And on the other side, we have Asian Invasion for the second time today. We will be seeing them throughout today. Changing up the team a little bit. Ornn in the top lane, Wukong in the jungle, Yone in the mid, and a Sona Seraphine bot lane. The mages in the bot side. See if they can counter the Kog'Maw early enough before he gets rolling.
Yeah, that bot lane, we'll see what ends up happening there. In the past, when we've seen the Seraphine in the bot, there's a lot of pressure that she's pushing out with that Sona combo. As long as they don't get a lot of jungle pressure, they should be fairly strong in that lane.
Yeah, and we will be getting into game right away here. We'll take a quick break before the game starts and be right back.
And boys and gals from of all ages, from all cities, in all countries, we are back in it. Team Fail Support on the blue side, Asian Invasion on the red side, teams running at each other. We'll see if we get any sort of aggressive level 1 start. We do see Team Fail Support going for that rush to the bush. Are they going to get spotted? They do get spotted by the Yone, not able to take advantage of that quick rush there. If you manage to get there before the opposing team checks it out, sometimes you can get a sneaky little catch. But Dark Creation on the ball, makes his way back mid lane. No problems for him. Kog'Maw shooting him in the face for good measure. Just a little hello, how are you?
Yeah, a little bit of trade early on. We also saw Seraphine and Diana exchanging hellos in the river there. And it should be a pretty quiet start here.
Minions have spawned.
At least for the first couple levels.
Yeah, likely to be a pretty calm opening to the game. Unlikely that we're going to see Diana or Wukong early in any of these lanes, but you never know. If you make any sort of stern prediction, especially as one of the teams playing, that you're like, they're not coming, that's the time they're coming to get you. AFK dropping a ward in. Hydrangea popping up, sees him there, says hello. Little smack tap. Gonna follow him up to the lane.
Yeah, that's the awkward part of top lane when you have that little trade in the jungle, and then it's like, okay, yeah, hey Bill, we're just walking up to lane now.
I'll see you in lane, bud. Yeah, see you in lane. And the massive quick push coming in from Matthew and Gulch here on the in that bot lane, really wanting to pressure for this too. Kog'Maw does not have fast lane clear early. They are looking for that 2 burst first. Trin doing a good job helping with the CS there in the bot lane. Gangbanger unfortunately gets turned around, drops his attack the wrong direction.
Yeah, really the mid lane is likely where we'll see the most action. Kog'Maw not necessarily the strongest early game, but we do see Renata Glass pulling in the Sona. Sona with the low health bill going low, will survive as Huang, as Matthew trying to find the final kill here, and the double kill not going to be picked up by Huang. It will be finished off by Trin.
Yeah, and
2 for 1 in the bot lane.
Really important to keep pushing the minion wave there. And as you can see, the Kog'Maw gets the level 2 first. Right quickly thereafter, Matthew and Goach do hit their level 2, so they're able to turn it around. It becomes a 2 for 1. All the summoner spells in the world get burned there in that bot lane, so going to be very vulnerable. Prime pickings for the jungler for the next little bit.
Yeah, and it's absolutely fitting that it's right as I say it's unlikely we'll see too much excitement down in the bot lane. But yeah, that, like you say, in most of the matchups, you talk about that early level 2 hit for the bot lane can be a really big power swing.
Yeah, it really can, especially if you've managed to push them. You have not only a minion advantage attacking them, and minions do an incredibly high amount of damage in these early levels, but also you have 2 abilities to their 1 if you can really press it forward. And any sort of trades are just going to fall in your favor. Antomi's here in the top lane. Wukong's on the backside as well, too, though, coming for the counter gank. AFK Shadow taking a lot of damage too quickly here. Here's the Wukong, pops onto Hydrangea, manages to blow him up so quickly. Crushing blow to the face. Antomi is just going to have to walk away now. And unfortunate for Team Fail support there, Garvin on the same path, headed to that top lane, gets there just in time. Hydrangea does go down, has to burn his TP, gets back into lane, not going to lose a lot of CS.
Yeah, and that's Yorick early on has that extra damage, as we do see Trin going in, getting the pull onto Gulch again. Matthew going to go down, though. Huang putting out so much damage with that early W.
Yeah, Huang really good at that attack kiting there, getting maximum damage with maximum mobility, and the extra damage shred from Kog'Maw's Caustic Spittle, putting through just enough damage, nailing both that and his W extra damage. Just so much damage early on. Really deceptive. People think of Kog'Maw as a late game carry, but if you fight him in a face-to-face battle, not only does he have that massive damage, but he does have his true damage passive to follow up with. So he's going to go for a 1-for-1 a lot of these times. And Wukong here looks like he's making a path towards the bot lane. Isn't able to get in there quickly enough, though. Goach taking a little bit of damage on that trade and sweeping out the pink ward for Team Fail support, giving Wukong that entry if he chooses to come back.
Yeah, is taking care of the Scuttle Crab right now and hiding away in the mid lane. We see both junglers on the bot side of mid, and now Gangbanger getting hit up by Dark Creation a little bit in the mid lane. Nothing too dangerous there, as Wukong will just pass on by to the top side of the jungle. But we do have Diana visiting the bot lane here. We'll just back off. No ganks looking to be happen around the map.
Yeah, and Dark Creation able to put out a lot of damage on that Yone. Really clean with his execution, putting out extra damage, as you could see earlier, where Gangbanger was trying to get up a little CS. He gets the maximum damage, pops to a shadow, and gets out for basically free.
Yeah. And now the flash away by Gangbanger, dodging that initial knockup from the ultimate from Yone, will be able to get out safely with that flash. Now, bot lane Trin getting the pull onto Seraphine this time. Matthew going to be ignited, but no follow-up there. Seraphine really low on mana, so not a lot that she can do here. As Garvin now being chased down by Diana. And Timmy getting the couple hits on early and harassing onto Wukong. Not much backup available for him just yet. And now the turn onto Yone down in the bot lane. Top lane, there is the little bit of trading by Yorick and Ornn, but as I said earlier, not really the most damage coming out of these two.
No, definitely not going to be the most damage. Hydrangea does start the fight in the jungle. Shadow, though, focuses on killing the container and gets out right away. He's not going to stick around and get hit by the Rift Spirit and the little extra dead boys that Yorick's got as his buds.
Rift Spirit and the Dead Boys.
Rift Spirit and the Dead Boys. But AFK is coming in, and Garvin's on the backside. Ornn with the massive ram. Garvin taking a lot of damage in these minions and from the Yorick damage, but he is not going to fall. Gets in, gets the gank, gets out. That's exactly what you want to see when you're jungling. Has that Sheen for that bonus damage. High 2.0 kills, 0.0 assists. For the Wukong right now.
I mean, you are technically right. It's 0.0.
0.0.
Yeah, and that will be the dragon going the way of Team Fail support, though.
Yeah, if Trin had landed that snare there, no jungler support to help the bot lane. Huang is level 6. He's got a 2-lane advantage on Matthew right now in the bot, so they got to be careful there. Gangbanger just tries to walk into lane. Dark Creation says, get out, and forces him to walk away and play defensively instead.
Yeah, and we do see Wukong grabbing the blue side blue buff. Diana did take away the red side blue buff earlier. Just swap those around. Matthew playing the carry in this role.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Up there. And it's now going back to the top lane.
The Dead Boys.
The Dead Boys coming out, saying hello. Knock up now, ultimate coming out from Yone. A lot of damage out. The trade of the ultimate by Gangbanger is not going to be enough, but Dark Creation X will go down with the help from the jungler.
Yeah, Antony doing the necessary damage. Gangbanger's Ignite picking up the last hit. He's able to pick up the kill there. 1-for-1 as a trade. Thankfully, the jungler was around to make sure that that didn't end up as a 1-for-0 and a bunch of tower pressure in that mid lane. Hydrangea Bloom here in the top lane, very low on health here, is running the pots. He's got that Corrupting Potion with the Phage, the ability to really stick on his champions, and if they do go for these short little duels, he can do a lot of damage. Ultimate coming back up pretty soon. Ultimate will be available for Ornn as well at the same time. And we see Wukong on the top side of his map, as well as Diana. It's likely that we are going to see some sort of conflict here on the top side, as both junglers appearing on that area. Dark Creation with so much damage, though, coming through heavily onto Gangbanger, not giving him a break. Gangbanger just gets back to lane, has to deal with all that harass.
Yeah, no, Gangbanger having a lot of trouble with that Yone, and especially the dash forward and the miniature Zed ulti that Yone has. Just gives out so much damage, as the dash away will be enough. Actually, flash away, sorry, from Dark Creation, as he jumps back in now and gets a quick kill onto Gangbanger. Saw the opportunity, as now Antimi going to be taken down by Garvin here in the mid lane. As Renata Glass was there, but not enough to save Antimi.
Yeah, Renata Glass does start the roam. Wukong and the top laner, though, were also on their own roam towards the mid lane. Ornn giving way more utility, managing to secure that kill onto Antony in the jungle. Antony not able to turn it around. Dark Creation with the quick zippity-zip, picking up the kill on the mid laner, popping himself out, and not dying at the end. But Trin here is going in for the play, gets the Berserk onto Matthew, gets the kill. Huang picking it up real quick. So much damage right off the bat.
Yeah, no, that Berserk is just such a powerful ability. Even more so when you land it on an 80 carry. That's not quite in this game here, but we might see that in the future. If it lands onto Yone, the Seraphine or Sona could just get absolutely blown up by their own laner.
Yeah, that would be especially scary if Yone did become the Berserk champion. Definitely what they don't want to see. Yone has been pretty good at managing his positioning, though. Unlikely, but absolutely a possibility, and it could be completely decimating in a team fight.
Yeah. Still, Dark Creation just trading away onto this Sylas. Really just shoving him off the wave and not letting him get anywhere close. We're seeing a 50 CS lead coming out here.
Yeah.
Just about.
And in that champ select, they did ban the Zed from Dark Creation. Is Zed extremely impactful, but Yone also seems to be a power pick for Dark Creation. 2 games in a row taking not only a massive CS advantage, but a level advantage on his laner. We did see him have a 2-level advantage about the same time against the Galio in the previous game on Yone. No different here versus the Sylas.
Yeah, I had remarked earlier that that was kind of how you expect those tank v assassin lane bullies to go. Is you end up down CS, maybe down a level or 2, but you scale a little bit better with less as a tank. In this assassin versus assassin matchup, it's the same thing over again. So as now Darvin caught out in the jungle there, will have to ulti and jump away with the blast cone, as now the ultimate coming out onto Gangbanger from Dark Creation. Dark Creation dropping really low, and Timmy trying to hunt him down. Dark Creation will find Sylas on the backside. Huang flashes over the wall, gets the finishing blow. The heal comes out, not enough to save Kog'Maw. The Matthew will be able to survive through the Kog'Maw passive, as now Trin getting jumped on by Wukong will not be able to, or actually does get the kill there with I'm not sure what exactly proc to get the kill, but some kind of a burn got it.
Yeah, and maybe the last tick of the dying red buff. Hard to know. It didn't look like Wu had any red or ignite ticking on him, but challenging smite perhaps. I don't know. Something killed him.
Yes, it could have been challenging smite. He does have that. So
second dragon of the game. Let's see what we get for the rest of it. We are seeing the Cloud Winds Quicken. We're going to get Air Drake for the remainder of this game.
Yeah, the Wind Dragon opening up a little bit of faster pathing around the map. That's really helpful to assassin champions like Sylas and Yone, just being able to run down and catch out people like Huang currently is. And Dark Creations really just picking up kills all over the map.
And Huang a little bit too far forward there, unfortunately. Does get picked up by Dark Creation. He he is not a fan of the Yone. Can't blame him. Dark Creation doing so much damage for basically free.
And now the team's posing up in this mid lane here. Diana getting pushed out of her own jungle. The red buff is up. Will be able to secure it. As top lane, we see York just kind of pushing away there, taking down the first top lane tower, and now working on the second one. Kind of nobody looking to interrupt these two.
Yeah, Yorick, one of those people who's really great at pushing. It's not what you would normally think of him as, per se, but he is just the master of constantly pushing that lane, putting a lot of pressure on. Oh my god, though. He is getting collapsed on by 3 different opponents. Ultimate into ultimate. Nothing he can do. Too far forward. He's going to go down. No pressure anywhere else on the map either. So, unfortunately, Team Fail Support aren't going to be able to pick up much from this. Dark Creation, though, is hunting fiercely. He finds Gangbanger. Gangbanger slowing him down, locking him up. Yone forced to pop back. Not able to pick up the kill there. But that level 11 Yone versus the level 10 Sylas. Sylas just has to do what he can to get out of there.
Yeah, no, not a great matchup so far for Sylas. 82 to 136 CS. 4 kills on the Yone. That is a very dangerous man Sitting 2,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, very scary boy that Yone is.
Yeah, now Dark Creation just going to hang out in this bush and wait for somebody to come get some CS. Nobody's going to show up, so...
But maybe they will.
Yeah, Yorick on the path down to the bottom lane. Looks like he's had enough of the top side. Is going to push out the bottom side.
Yeah, this is probably a good position for the Yorick. Yorick should be able to deal fairly well with Dark Creation. He's got the ability to potentially drop him into a cage, walk away fairly peacefully, and he is a strong pusher. Having that top lane already dead, they're just looking for a lane really for Gangbanger perhaps right now to get a little bit of CS, farm safely, get his level 11, and bring him back into this game.
Yeah, definitely going to be necessary. There are plenty of squishy targets on Asian Invasion for that Silas to really be able to pick up and turn himself around with. But it's just a matter of getting to the point where he can.
And like you said earlier, Kevin, if Renata lands a Berserk onto the Yone, that could be all they need to turn one of these team fights.
Yeah, and now AFK Shadow coming down to the bot lane as well, matching up with the Yorick. So those two will be keeping up together. As Yorick actually now moving up towards the mid lane, will spot out Wukong in the jungle there.
Huang here on the Kog'Maw has a lot of damage, and as you saw earlier, flashing into the opposing team, not afraid. Generally, you see a lot of Kog'Maw players afraid to get into the opposing team, trying to stay as far back as possible, use the maximum range. Huang loves to fight you, so he's ready to get on your face, but we do see an engage here coming in from Garvin onto Trin. Trin falling extremely low, getting collapsed onto by the Ornn. Trin chooses just to walk away, pull them away from Huang, and now Garvin coming in on the backside. Ornn here with his ultimate over onto the team. Huang flashes away to avoid the Ornn art, but he gets knocked up. Heal comes through. He's trying to stay alive. He does manage to stay alive. The AD carry has lived, so they're going to have to probably back away. Hydrangea trying to keep the press on. Going on to Matthew. Doesn't have his cage. It just came up. Pop goes the Matthew. Blows that Seraphine out of the water. And there he is, the scary man himself. Dark Creation on the back line, looking for some cleanup. Finds Huang, pops back to his body, sees his old bud Gangbanger. He's going to go in for a full fight here. Gangbanger is getting the best of it, but he's got so much heal from the Yone, and Yone doesn't even go down. He survives. And then he dies. Wow, that was so turned around. I just lost him for a second there. Oh, wow. It really looked like for a second there, Dark Creation was going to be able to survive that, but the backup from the Diana.
Yeah. And a very well-timed, I believe the ability is called Kingslayer from Silas actually healed him up a good 25-30% of his health was about to go down, and that heal kept him alive in that fight and gave him just enough time to finish off both Wukong and Dark Creation on that Yone.
And with that fight, too, Team Fail Support are able to take the Dragon lead in this game, popping up 2-1 Dragons now to them. Both teams have won. Team Fail Support on their path to that 4 Dragons. It's going to be a while, though. We'll see. The team's not prioritizing the Dragons super early into the game. So it will be interesting as we press forward. Oh, Matthew going for the snare there onto Huang. Doesn't quite land it. Huang doing Dancy Foot, but there comes the Kong, gets charmed, not much he can do, pops down so low, he's still alive somehow. Gangbanger from the backside coming in with the assist, but both the supports are down. Gangbanger with the flash Sona ult, teleport coming in through the top lane, it's time to back away. Gangbanger tries to make a run for it, there's Ornn with his ultimate, the giant ram, rams him in his face, and there goes down Gangbanger, and it looks like they're going to make a path right for the Baron.
Yeah, and just as a heads up, that is Renata Glass' ability. One of her basic abilities allows you to have basically a mini Scion passive to try and stay alive, and it refreshes your health if you get a kill or takedown. So that is how Kog'Maw managed to stay alive that little bit extra longer in that fight.
And this is going to be basically a free Baron here for Asian Invasion. Diana in the area, not going to be able to pop out to contest. Nobody in the area for Team Fail Support to try and contest this here. the team's full health for Asian Invasion, it would have been a risky play. First Baron at 21 minutes here for Asian Invasion.
Yeah, first Baron going down, and that's going to be a tough defense now for Team Fail Support as they try to continue through this game. The champions are here. There is some decent wave clear with these characters to try and get through this Baron buff.
And Antony positioned pretty aggressively forward on the map here, considering how far forward the bot lane was. No one in position to collapse, so they're going to be able to freely survive that area. Trin here cleaning out the wards, taking off the plant from the opposing team, denying that little bit of vision control. Garvin pathing through the jungle. Very scary Wukong, but Dark Creation X is the scariest one of them all. He's going onto Hydrangea, and it looks like he's going to be getting collapsed on too from the backside with the Wukong and the bot lane. Hydrangea goes for the trade onto Dark Creation, starts the fight. There's the Wukong and Sona here for the backup, and that's all they need. Wukong picks up the kill onto Hydrangea Bloom, and the Yorick falls down once again.
Yeah, no, and that's unfortunate. Dark Creation just so massive on this Yone, able to survive, to knock down the York pretty low, and then Wukong and Sona coming in to help with the cleanup. That Wukong as well, not talked about as much, 6-1 and 4 so far in this game. That's a very big monkey.
Yeah, this monkey has been doing exactly what he just did there. He's invisible in the shadows, and then he pops into the team. He does so much damage, so much crowd control with his ultimate. Very effective. On the backside, though, looks like they're going to be able to pick up Antony through between these towers into the jungle. So much damage, so much chasing. Baron buff still active, pressing down these mid towers, and it's just Hydrangea and Gangbanger on the defense for Team Failed Support to try and prevent them from busting open into their inhibitor towers. And Gangbanger instantly gets crushed there. The little bit of armor shred from the crushing blow from Wukong makes Dark Creation do that much more damage, and almost without a second thought, Gangbanger disappears from the map. Dark Creation almost misses his last auto attack. He may be forced to stay a little bit late, though, as a result. Tries to path away. That's not going to be enough. Missing the auto attack may have denied him his life.
Yeah, no, and that's a big shutdown going the way of Renata Glask here. Not necessarily who you want the shutdown on, but at least it does come out, gives your team a little bit of extra gold, and helps try to get Team Fail Support back into this, now missing the bottom side inhibitor. Baron will be up in 3 minutes, so not too much to worry about. The inhibitor should be spawning around that time as well.
Yeah, Team Fail Support are positioning around this dragon. 10-second on the dragon. It looks like we might get a fight here. Team Fail Support looks like they're going to be trying to make pressure for that 4th dragon play to take the advantage on their side. They are positioning around Kog'Maw, extremely quick at doing this dragon. He's got Diana there, also a quick dragon. And this is going to be theirs. So well positioned by Team Fail Support. They do manage to keep the objectives that they can get, and they don't give that away for free.
Yeah, no, and Yorick now pushing in on the bottom lane as well, has Diana as backup here. Dark Creation and Garvin were waiting in the wings, hoping for Yorick to come up and say hello, but they do not find him, as now they do, and the dash in by Wukong will do a little bit of damage, but Diana enough to sway away the members of Asian Invasion.
Yeah, it's terrifying when you run into those two. The Wukong complementing the Dark Creation with the crowd control, as well as the damage increase from the crushing blow. So fast and not always clear where he is. Oh, nice try by Hydrangea. Almost manages to land the little cage onto the Wukong there.
Yeah. Now, Team Fail Support pushing out the mid lane with Dragon down. Baron, the next big objective. Minute and a half on that, though. But good time to start looking to clear out some vision, set up some of your own. As Asian Invasion looking to do the same thing, clearing out pink wards in the river here.
Yeah, and with the timings right now, it looks like Inhibitor will still be down when Baron respawns. But first, we have a fight here in the top lane. Huang, oh, he gets stunned. He's not able to knock his bull onto the Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw coming around with so much damage. Gangbanger with the stun to enable this play. They're going to pick him up right here, peacefully drop him down. But in the meantime, the mid lane goes down, as does the Inhibitor, and now that's 2 Inhibitors opened up by Asian Invasion with a Baron in under 40 seconds.
Yeah, 3 men committed to killing that Ornn, and it just took forever. And they, I believe, trying to get the kill onto Gangbanger, trying to get him back into this game. They do manage to do that, but at the cost of their Inhibitor, as the remaining 4 members just shoved down that mid lane. And now, both teams resetting. We do have Baron coming up in the next 10 seconds here, as the Inhibitors are down for Team Fail support. That will be a concern going into this set of Baron plays, as Antimi finding Goch in the jungle here. Will not be able to get the kill. Just so much shielding and healing coming out from the Zone of Seraphine, and the crowd control keeping them locked down. Will be able to get away from that one. Ornn gets the knock up onto Huang. Dark Creation X flashing forward, gets the kill onto him. And now Gangbanger left all alone against 4 members will go down for the double kill. Hydrangea on the backside does pick up Wukong, but it's not enough, as it's a 2 for 1.
Yeah, 2 for 1, and everybody's low. It looked like Diana had maybe caught out the Sona there, goes for the quick catch, tries to pick up the kill to open up some plays there for them. Unfortunately, the team is able to collapse fast enough, and now they're pressing in onto the base. They've got a super minion. They've got 4 of them. They've managed to heal, but do they have the abilities and the damage to hold them off? Yorick's not there with them. Dark Creation pressing onto Trin. Trin falling extremely low. Trin does die. Huang is now back up. They're going to try and make the save, but it's not enough. The Nexus does fall. Asian Invasion with another strong performance.
Yeah, and that's 2-0 so far on the day for Asian Invasion. Looking pretty good to move on to the finals with just the 1 game remaining. There is the possibility of falling off with some tiebreakers, perhaps, if depending on how the next game goes against NKC. But we will see what happens when we come back on that. For the meantime, though, looking at the damage charts, it's hard to look away from Dark Creation in the mid lane.
Yeah, the Yone is oppressive. He's been very strong. They banned the Zed because he's exceptionally good on the Zed, but the Yone is also that damage killer.
Turns out Yone does almost exactly the same thing that Zed does.
He makes you disappear.
Yeah. And I like seeing the Renata Glass. I don't know how successful it's really been throughout this tournament. Unfortunately, just kind of falling too far behind to make use of that undying ability and the berserk, and like the game just kind of snowballed away a little bit too quickly for that Kog'Maw to be able to take advantage of what Renata Glass brings to the table for as a support.
Yeah, the early kill from the Renata, aggressive flash forward, a lot of fun plays. Unfortunately for them, not going to be enough.